Microphone check. We are checking in the mics. Hello,
Mic
universe.
check. 1 2 1 2.
All right, we can get rid of OBS. We don't need any of that. That can go away. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. Maybe good evening, good night.
Can you hear us? Let us know in the chat if you can hear us.
Hello, we are testing the microphone. Justin versus Gus. My voice is so Morgan Freeman in the morning. Yeah, can you hear us? Okay, I don't know if you can hear us or not. Let's see. Hey, Papawio. Is it Justin supposed to be playing blue-green? Perhaps. We'll find out in just a moment. Unless Justin hit the audible and said, I'm playing green steel. Looks like he's playing green steel. Yeah, it is definitely green steel. Looks like Justin switched it up. Good morning, guys, and
Good morning.
welcome. We are here with our 1K, and then we're going to be following up with our 5K. The way we're going to be doing this, guys, obviously we cannot stream both at the same time, unfortunately. So we're going to do a couple of rounds of our 1K, and then we'll be cutting over to the 5K and streaming that event in its entirety. I am here with my co-host and best friend and beautiful bald man, Mr. Gabe.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm here. We're awake. We're alive. Skinner survived the egg.
Yeah, for those of you who weren't here yesterday, it was a movie, and you should go back and watch the stream. It was hilarious, amazing matches, cool variety of decks in top 8. JDZ was here being amazing as always. Just an absolute movie. So definitely go back and watch our VOD yesterday. But today, it's a little more chill of a day. It's quieter in the room, and a lot of people got it all out of their system yesterday, so it should be a pretty chill day, but still some great Lorcana games to come. And we're starting it off with Gus versus Justin as Gus opens up with the Daisy Duck and gets the ball rolling for the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's early. Both of these folks were here yesterday as well, so you got to imagine they used all their brain power. They probably went back, took the information that they learned from the event yesterday, and said, do I need to make some changes? Do I need to reconsider? So it'll be interesting to know how many of these folks are playing the same deck that they played yesterday, how many of them switched up the same deck, or how many of them just said, you know what, I'm going to go a completely different direction based on what I know.
Absolutely. And shout out Max Goop Cards. I see you say, I don't know how y'all do it back to back, but respect. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it is not easy. As much as we love talking about Lorcana, talking for 12 hours straight, going home and sleeping for a couple of hours, and then coming back to talk about Lorcana for 12 hours straight is definitely, it's not easy. But we make it happen because we love it. And we love you guys. So
questing ain't easy, but it sure is fun. I'll tell you that.
There you go. That's what they say. Put it on my gravestone. All right. So Gus gonna lose his whole new world here to an Ursula. I'm sure he cannot be happy about that. Definitely, one of Amber Steel's biggest weaknesses is this emerald color being able to just rip cards out of their hand. And without a way to refill here, it's going to be interesting to see if Gus is able to, gas up again and get some more cards in his hand, because right now it's looking a little grim. But Ariel could bail him out here as Ariel looks at the top 4 cards, potentially a new whole new world, or maybe a song that can help him, get some of these characters off the board, potentially deal with a shifted Diablo if that's, something that happens here. So Gus looks like he's got some options. A little hard. I think it's a Storm Rage on. I'm sure we'll see it in a moment. There's a little bit of glare there.
Yeah, and we're seeing Amber Steel doing Amber Steel things, which primarily consists of flooding the board, pausing the actions by playing a Pete at some point, ideally playing something like a whole new world if that's what's in your deck, and then just doing it again. Just keep flooding the board, stopping them from doing things, flood the board, stop them from doing things, flood the board, and then eventually you get to after you do that 2 or 3 times, and the game's over all of a sudden.
For sure, yeah. Justin displaying some of the really big key cards here that are great against Amber Steel in succession. I mean, he plays Ursula, takes the whole new world, and now Pete, another incredibly strong card in this matchup. So, I mean, Justin, this deck just naturally has a lot of tools to disrupt Amber Steel's plan. And so, if you're looking to attack Amber Steel, definitely a color that you should be considering. And Gus is going to take a look at the top 4 yet again and hope to find that whole new world. But no, we're going to fail to find, as Gabe would say. We're not whiffing. We never whiff. We just fail to find.
We never whiff. We always find it. We just don't want it. It's just not what we want.
And Gus considering what he's going to ink here. He only has 1 card in hand. I'm not sure if it's the whole new world. And maybe that's why he chose not to find a card, or maybe it's not whole new world and we're out of gas. So we'll find out shortly.
Yeah, certainly. We see a decision here. Oh, yep, we're gonna go side. We're turning things sideways. That's how you win the game. You got to get. You got to be the first one to get to that
Oh,
magic number. And what did we reveal? What was
we
that?
revealed the Zeus, which is nice to see that go
Zeus.
to the bottom. I'm sure he's happy
Yikes.
about that.
Yes, you gotta be. You gotta be happy with that.
But Justin's still holding a lot of cards in hand, and with Gus only having one card, that is a big target if he decides to sudden chill or hypnotize. I'm not sure if he has them in hand. Little difficult to see. I do see morph. So from there, we will be able to, build out his turn and potentially discard Gus's only card left, and that would be pretty sad. Oh, cool! They just brought a set champs Hero Hamada into the room, and it looks really nice.
Yeah, we're gonna show that. We'll show that to you on camera. For assuming our camera will let us
Damn.
zoom in on it, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna have to play in some set champs. I'm convinced. I mean, I like the card, but in person, it looks really, really cool.
It's really cool. It's super
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. All right. I'm sold. I'll play a set
All
champs.
right,
You got me.
you got. All right, Lorcana, I'll play your game one time.
You got me.
I'll play your
You got
game.
me. I'll have to convince the wife how I can get out another weekend to go play here, but I'm sure we'll be okay. Well, good morning, sir. Good morning, runner. A lot of people walking in this morning.
Yeah, and that's
Uh,
the world's squeakiest door. We
the
got we got to figure
world's-
we got to figure out how to put some
What up,
WD-40 on
Mike
that
from
thing.
Cardboard Kingdom? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, my brother. We are here for those walking in. We are here round number 1 of our 1K. We will be showing a couple of these matches and then cutting over to our 5K. This is a little bit of a lower, I don't want to say lower stakes tournament, but definitely a quieter room today. Smaller crowd, not so hustle and bustle. So this should be a pretty chill day. And but we still have a lot of great players in the room and a lot of great decks to show. So I'm really excited to bring you guys some more Lorcana today.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm actually really excited about the 5K. And, we'll get there when we get there, but
Oh yeah, the
you got to
5K.
imagine you are gonna watch an event of just some of the like world class, world champion status type people, like people who are in the conversations to become world champion, play at the highest level. We always talk about, oh, how, what are the odds of getting somebody like a Mo Shamblin and a Zan versus each other, and we're gonna have multiple occasions to see these players, and we're gonna have to pick and choose which one to put on stream every single time. It's gonna be insane, the caliber of games that we're gonna see.
For sure, yeah. And for those of you who don't know how it works, the 5K high roller tournament that we're doing here, it is $100 to enter, which is quite steep. However, it's a much smaller, group of players. It's about 20 something players. So, and they're competing for $5,000, right? So, very small pool, very high chances of topping this kind of event or winning this kind of event with the small player pool. But you got to put your money where your mouth is. It is a little more pricey. So it's going to be interesting to see what the players bring for the 5K later on today.
Oh yeah. That's going to be quite the series of games that we're going to be watching there. What we've got here though is some thinking. We've got some thinking. We got 2 aerials.
A Daisy and a Pete, I believe, is what's down there.
That's exactly, yep. Daisy and a Pete. You're right about that. We on Justin's side, the TheDisDude. For those of you that don't know, he's got the Muses and Pete, and the Pete is no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
That board state is not looking fantastic for the TheDisDude over here.
Yeah, Justin's in a little bit of a pickle here, right? He's got this Muses in play, which he can balance the Daisy if he needs it, but not really excited about bouncing aerials here, right? We don't want to give more songs to Gus. Gus is already out of gas, no cards in hand. Gus is just playing off the top right now. And this is where Justin needs to strike, right? So Gus is already at 10. He's trying to just kind of get over the finish line. And now Justin's playing in his world. He has no cards in his opponent's hand. He's got a grip full of cards, and now he just needs to figure out how to dissect this board and start to get ahead in this game.
Yeah, I mean, dissecting is an interesting term here. We've got a lot of options available to the TheDisDude. We see Tinkerbells. We see, yeah, and of course Tinkerbell. Too soon for Tinkerbell. So Tinkerbell, of course, is a prime candidate to get sent right to your inkwell. So that's probably the right call there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we got to start thinking about how do we maneuver this. And right now, the correct answer, according to the TheDisDude, is we need to draw more cards. So we're gonna go ahead and put down that tragic beast.
For sure, yeah. Just card draw in general, just being able to turn out cards. We don't have Diablo in play right now to give us cards, so Beast will do the job. And Justin just trying to pretty much drown Gus out in card advantage, but Gus, still turning cards sideways. There goes a Hypnotize to the bottom, which actually is pretty good for Justin. I don't think that would have been a card that would have been high impact on the next turn. So perhaps Justin one card closer to something that can help him win this game.
Absolutely, yeah. It's interesting the role that Daisy Duck plays in this meta and in the last few metas that she's been a part of. We oftentimes will cheer when a card gets ripped off the top that isn't a character. But that's a good point. We have to also think about the filtering that Daisy could do for your opponent, and that could be helpful for you as well.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. In this scenario, I think helps Justin. I mean, he's not really looking for a discard right now. So I didn't see what he was able to. I think it was a Prince John that he drew.
I
It's
didn't
it's
see it.
Diablo something, and I think Prince John at the end. Pretty close there. So all right. So Justin just thinking through his turn here. Gus obviously still questing. If he really chooses to use the beast to attack, he can do that this turn. Obviously not the ideal use for your beast, but if it takes out an aerial, might be worth the risk. So Pete looks like it was the last card there. So Pete plus Diablo will come down to the board, which is great. We're adding definitely some effective threats here. However, Gus at 14 still kind of chipping away here, and Justin with the task of removing. Looks like he has Pete Space Pirate in hand and another Diablo,
Yeah.
which those cards, great cards, and definitely the Pete who will be able to shift in next turn and stop singing. But for now, he has to just kind of deal with another phase of questing, which is going to really
Yeah,
hurt.
this is rough because you've got 5 on board, so that's if Gus decides to just run for the fences, that's Gus can get to 19 right now. Getting to 19, it puts Justin in the worst position possible, sitting at 0, having to swat away
Everything.
everything every turn, literally everything every turn, and trying to figure out a way to
Ooh,
collect that lore. And that Rapunzel does not help the cause.
that's definitely a good one. I mean, it is a target that muses can bounce, so
Yeah.
he does have that going for him. But as far as dealing damage to that 1/5, it's definitely not going to be something that's easy to remove.
Oh, sudden chill gone.
Sudden chill. Yeah, I mean that's definitely like you mentioned, or like we
Yeah.
said, great card to kind of send to the bottom
Yeah.
right now. I mean, Gus is just top decking. There's no need to discard anything. And look at that, Zeus,
Oh,
much better card to see in this scenario, right?
thank you, Gus. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
that's the you get the pros and cons of Daisy. I know it always seems like a pro, but yeah, it definitely does have some drawbacks when it comes to giving your opponent things that they need. So Justin going to be able to deal 5 damage from a lightning bolt in the sky.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of who he decides he wants to provide this 5 damage to.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're thinking about getting rid of everything every turn, that seems to be reserved for Rapunzel.
Yeah,
And then you've got to figure out a way to deal with the other characters that are sideways that can be targeted with what you've got on table.
for sure.
The question is, of course, and as you like to say, math is for blockers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the phrase? Did I say
It
that
sure
right?
is. Yeah, math is for blockers.
And so, the TheDisDude Justin is working towards figuring that math out.
Yep. Yeah. Gus says, I'm going to turn everything sideways, and then you could tell me whether or not you win or not. So Justin's trying to figure it out here, doing the numbers in his head, crunching it, figuring out, okay, how do I
Yeah.
remove this? How do I remove that? And let's see what he comes up
Yeah.
with. I mean, I definitely think we're going to be seeing a Zeus for
Ooh, yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And of note, so keep in mind, because the Muses is out, that Zeus could be used to
Yep.
potentially blast that Rapunzel and send back a Cinderella.
Or a Daisy,
Or a
right?
Daisy.
An inkable back to the hand or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, see. So he's going to attack the Cinderella here with the Diablo. All right, good trades here. So we'll take out that. We can, yeah, I don't know what we want to do with this Muse. It's just, I don't know if we want to put damage on it, but
No, I think this is what you sing the Zeus with.
okay, so he's using this. Oh, you're right. Okay, I was thinking singing the Zeus with the Pete, but yeah, it does make more sense. So, but yeah, we'll sing the Zeus here, and Pete can crash into the Daisy Duck, and that's
Well,
a pretty good turn.
yeah. Justin figured out the puzzle for the first time.
Right. So that's
Um,
great, and that's really awesome. But the problem is now, everything that Gus plays needs to be dealt with. Right. Gus doesn't have any instant burst lore that I would imagine he in the deck. I don't think so. I don't think he's playing like
No.
flute or Sleepy's
Yeah,
flute or
no
something.
Sleepy's flute. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he's got any way to just win the game. But it is going to be a threat every turn would put Justin in a pickle still. We do know that Justin is still capable of drawing removal that can deal with readied characters, but can he do it every turn?
That's the trick, because you're gonna have to figure this math out every single turn. There comes Rapunzel.
Right. So
Again, as we expected.
this is tough though, because although he doesn't have removal, he does have ways to bounce. So Gus really needs to find himself a character here with 3 or more power.
A character, or at least a song to temporarily delay. And I think we see a song in hand. I believe so we do see a sudden chill. A sudden chill will prevent this Rapunzel from sticking. Like the Sun Chill sends the Rapunzel back,
Yeah,
and so we may okay. Listen, folks,
he's building up,
folks,
guys. And once these
don't
Diablos start drawing cards, he might be able
yeah.
to bury Gus here. I mean, it's going to be tough. Gus needs to find himself maybe a
Oh
Bianca
my
or a
goodness.
Lawrence or anything that does not have 2 power or less would be wonderful here. But we have next turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential lore next, or no, 9, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 potential lore next turn, which would put us up to 14, which is not 20. But once those Diablos turn
Yeah,
sideways,
yeah.
we're going to start drawing a lot of ways to close this game out.
Yeah, and I mean, really, it's we're trying to bridge the gap between this 5 to 20. Every turn is one more time that Justin needs to have an answer to solve
Oof.
problems. Ouch! So we're gonna lose one of our lore generating characters here,
Yeah.
as we see. Yep, opting to get rid of that Diablo.
Justin does get to draw a card, though. I don't know if he
Justin,
knows this.
yes, he
He
does.
does
He
know
does know this.
this.
He does draw the
Okay.
card. We haven't seen what it is yet, but that could potentially be good for him.
Perfect.
All right,
And
I
now we
guess
have a new card in hand. What is it?
I think
It's an is okay.
was it the strength? Yeah, it was the
Yeah, it
strength.
was a
It was the
strength, and now he
strength.
has to pass.
That is so bad.
I'm
That is
pretty
so bad.
sure. I'm pretty sure Gus is out of it now because Justin's
And
gonna
look,
get a full
another
quest.
song. We got another song in hand. Even if he were to put down the Rapunzel would be gone.
Yeah, so it's
Oh no.
pretty much anything would have been gone.
Yeah.
Even a Lawrence or anything there. I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything Gus could have drawn there, considering the strength of a Raging Fire.
Absolutely. Yeah. So at this point,
We have 100
Justin.
characters in play, so that's
Yeah, Justin
literally a
knows.
Hadouken.
My
Yeah,
friends, Justin figured the math out.
yeah. This is the way it goes. These decks slowly chip away at your hand, slowly chip away at the lore, and then just build up enough little characters across the board to just be able to take a couple of turns, and all of a sudden you're back up to 20.
Yeah,
So
and
Gus, at 19 is just not going to do it. It's so
no,
close.
it is. It is. I mean, this is heartbreaking. Gus is. Yeah, this is not. Gus had this. Gus had this. And
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to watch back the tape and see if we have one
hear us.
we'd have to watch back the tape and see if we have one more lore that maybe could have been quested for or something
Yeah,
like that. But
for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's insane. I mean, it was right in. Yep.
yeah,
You have to call it. You got to call it.
Gus realizing that he is so close yet so far. Again, I'd have to watch back the match and see if maybe there was another lore we could have squeezed out somewhere. But looked pretty tight from Gus. I mean, I think he played pretty well, but unfortunately, Green Steel just doing what it does, right? I mean, Justin did start the game, Ursula taking away the character,
Yep.
Pete, so Justin did have a pretty good start considering, and Gus still got to 19.
Yeah.
So it just shows you the power of the Amber Steel deck. But unfortunately for Gus,
No. Yeah.
Justin did manage to put the pieces together, and
Yeah.
we go to game 2.
I'm gonna be real with you. I thought Gus had it.
Yeah, I mean,
Gus had
it looked like it. I mean, he was turning all these cards sideways. That
Yeah.
Justin had an absolutely amazing turn where he was able to clear the whole board.
That is
He,
nuts.
he figured it all out. I mean, some people will start the turn off and they'll leave a character, and that one character you left would have been the difference. That would have
Yeah.
been the 20 lore. So Justin just being able to do the good math there, figure out exactly how to take care of everything on the board, and ended up coming in clutch for him as he wins the game.
Yeah, you're not kidding. So now we know what each other is playing. We are going to be deciding what to mulligan for. Gus is going to get the chance to be on the play here. So I mean, we're looking at Steel Song. So what are we looking for?
Oh yeah,
Steel
I mean,
Songs?
the usual. We're trying to get the daisies, the smees, try to hit the ground running here. Lawrence, I see in the hand. That's another great option here that can really help us get some early questing in. As much as you probably want to keep a song, it's almost like you want to not keep your songs here, right? Because you can only expect Justin to be playing that Ursula, looking for that song early. And if he is able to whiff on the Ursula, potentially we could draw the song after.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you mulligan your songs away and you get more songs and you're kind of just stuck with them. But I do think that in this kind of situation, Gus might want to pitch his songs away, as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong about that. Of course, that Ursula kind of makes things weird for Steel Song, and so I would agree with you. I think that's what I'm looking for as well. Trying to fix my hand to put myself in a position to be able to sustain that long term situation. Gus did a fantastic job of starting out the game strong, just couldn't finish the game. So you might want to hang on to some finishers. You might want to figure out how do you keep moving forward, and of course. If there's is that the wheel that we didn't get last turn?
Yeah, it does look like the
Yeah,
whole new world
that's
is
a
in the
whole new
hand this
world.
time. We did have it last time. It just got ripped
It
away with
got
the
ripped.
Ursula. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I mean that's unfortunate,
yeah.
and it might get that same fate in this game.
Yes, it will, because we do see that there is an Ursula in
I believe
Justin's hand.
so. Justin flashed it for a moment. I think
It
I did
was.
see one, but
There is.
Gus starting off, although not the most aggressive strategy here, Cinderella does present a big problem for Justin if he decides to run out, any of these Diablos because Cinderella can just snap, destroy it. But we are going to get the Ursula now to come down and maybe protect himself from any songs here, just being able to take it away. So let's find out if he does have that Ursula. Yeah, he does have it at the front of his
Yeah,
hand. I
he
do see
does.
it. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I see it there. So he's most likely going to be playing that here and either yoinking away the whole new world or potentially
Ooh,
something to protect his Diablo.
choosing to pick the peat for the ink is an interesting one. I feel that feels like the kind of ink that you might look back later and say, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we've got options here. So Storm Ray John, whole new world. And was it two whole new worlds, and two storm or one storm?
Yeah, that's I barely caught it.
Yeah, I think it was two storms, one whole new
Oh,
world is
look
what
at
I
that!
saw.
For those of you that wanted to see some spice, we do see that the
Yeah,
Sonic Warrior.
there's a spice and it goes into the inkwell.
Yep, there he goes. It's so
Where
spicy.
some spice often goes. Every time I add a spicy card to my deck, I usually ink it. It's
Yeah, it's
like,
an auto
yeah,
ink.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
auto ink. So
The cool thing about spice is it's usually inkable because you know that might be the case.
and the Lawrence coming down to join the party, which is a great threat here. 4/4 that can quest for two, as Cindy does put 2 damage there on the Ursula. Try to get those songs out of your hand and draw some extra cards. And we will send Hypnotize to the bottom with the Daisy trigger and Gus up to 3 lore.
Yeah, yeah. We're kind of starting off pretty similar regarding like just this opening series of characters. Gus putting down like a 3-to-1 ratio of characters on each turn. Justin's kind of putting down these important building blocks that allow him to do things early. Gus just saying, "Hey, I need to establish a board, so I'm going to spread this thing out, and hopefully this will get me to 20 faster." And so here we go, as we see Justin kind of thinking through and Gus making the decisions that he needs to make in order to successfully turn those characters sideways, get to that 20.
And to answer Splendid, no, we do not have access to the chat.
Yeah, we cannot see the chat at all. Splendid.
Yeah,
not
we
even
can't,
a little bit.
We can't see it. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. If we could, we would respond to it.
Absolutely. So we will quest in here for 2 with Daisy. Let's see what the trigger is. Oh, a beast. Okay, so another card for Justin to add to his collection, as Daisy does add 2 lore here, and Gus is trying to figure out what he wants to do here with the rest of his turn. He goes ahead and passes away. Well, not doesn't pass away.
What? Oh, somebody call the ambulance.
I meant he passes the turn away. He didn't pass away. What's up, Create? How are you, brother? Good to see you. Yo, yo, yo.
Oh my god, yo, people straight up dying for Lorcana out here.
Yeah,
It's
no,
crazy.
he's not passing away. I meant he's passing away the turn.
It's early, folks. Give us a break.
He passes the turn away, is what I meant to say. We're good. We're good.
We knew what you meant. There you go.
So we're on Justin's turn now, and Justin's got some decisions to make here. He definitely wants to be dealing with this Daisy, but the Daisy and the Lawrence both presenting 4 defense, which is problematic. It's a lot of to deal with here. We don't have muses this time around. At least I don't see one. Well, maybe he does have a muses. I do think that's that white card that we see in the back here. So potentially muses to kind of get things rolling here. Once muses is developed, it does have ward, and it kind of just sits there the whole game and just presents, essentially a totem. It just sits there and provides this effect
Yes.
of every time you play a song, this is going to happen. So maybe something that Justin wants to develop here, or he could go about maybe playing the Prince John in the front of his hand.
I mean, you gotta imagine Muses was so strong for him. Last game, it was so important. It literally wouldn't. Oh wow, here we go.
Okay.
Or we just hit it real hard with a pirate in the sky, bro.
Yeah, Pirates. Big Pete coming down. I love to see that this Pete's been getting a lot of play. I think such a cool card.
It is such a cool card.
Thematically, and the effects obviously very good. But yeah, Big Pete coming down, stopping the singing from happening. So that's a big deal against Amber Steel.
Oh yeah, I mean we think about how strong cards like Sea Witch Queen Ursula is in Amethyst. This thing does it at a cheaper rate, and it is a freaking powerhouse to boot.
Absolutely,
Just
yeah.
a monster of a card.
It's a 5/5 that doesn't banish to Zeus, which is just amazing. You know, it does have that resist as long as it's exerted,
Yeah.
and it's exerted. So yeah, it's going to be real tough here.
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of
as
which,
we said it, yeah, he's like, okay, the
yeah,
Zeus
you got to do something else. That's not enough. That's a two. This is now a 2-for-1.
that we talked about it yesterday. That resist math, it is tough. Resist just adds an extra element. Although one extra damage doesn't seem like much, it really look at this. We eat two
Oh
cards,
my gosh!
but
So
he has to deal with it.
we effectively had to put 9 damage into that thing in order
Yeah,
to figure it
but what
out.
are we
That's
gonna do? You know,
crazy.
we need to play songs, and that Pete would just, although I'm sure he didn't want to lose two cards to it, it would pretty much shut down the
Yeah,
rest of the deck.
yeah, folks. If listen, this is a lesson in value, and of course, sometimes to the point that we're making here, you don't have a choice. Sometimes you just have to do that.
Yeah,
But I mean, just think about that. What was the total amount of strength that we just burned? We had 5 strength sitting in that Zeus that we spent 4 on. We paid 3 for that Lawrence, so we spent 7 ink to pump 9 damage into a 5/5.
for sure. Yeah, and I wish he would have had. I'm sure he wishes he had that Zeus now, as this beast goes ahead and it adds its presence to the board here. And yeah, that was tough, man. Having to
Yeah.
lose the Zeus should have been a clean trade for a 5/5. Having to lose Zeus and your Lawrence really puts him behind, and not only his hand, it put on board. So he's gonna whole new world.
Oh, there we
So
go. All
he's
right.
he's gonna go ahead and reset that hand. So
That Prince
maybe that's why he
John.
wasn't so hesitant to throw away some of those cards there. So he does get 7 new ones, and unfortunately, he did have to spend all his ink.
Yeah.
So that never feels
No,
great.
no, it's funny because a whole new world costs 5. It says 5 on the card, but if you pay that, you are a chump. Effectively, you are a chump. You should not be paying that price. At least not by turning that ink sideways. You should be singing that song at the very best. Even better if you can play a character that has singer. And sometimes you get away with it by turning a character sideways that was a shift character. But if you're paying 5 for it, that's not the price you want to pay.
Yeah, and Trevelin in the chat, I do agree with you. I think we're in between rounds gonna talk to production and see if we could get a fix on the glare. It's usually not this bad. It's possible that something moved or whatever, but we appreciate the feedback. We will get to that as soon as this round is over and see if we can make a little adjustment on that for you. Okay, so thanks for hanging
Yeah.
with us. And yeah, we are running out of cards here for Gus. Or excuse me, not running out of cards here. We have a whole new set of cards here for Gus, and but we're gonna pass it back over to Justin because we just don't have ink. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. So Justin gonna start his game plan here, I believe. We're questing. I thought we were maybe singing something. Oh, we got a Zeus. Okay, so Zeus will clean up the board. And this is the thing about Whole New World, right? When you have to play at full cost, you essentially give your opponent 7 new cards and pass, and that's
Yep.
just not good. If Justin's able to take advantage here and add some stuff to the board, it could be really problematic for Gus. But right now, Justin not with a lot of, doesn't have a lot of ink left, so might not be able to do too much
No,
here.
yeah, not yeah. I mean, we're not. So here's the thing: we're not in as bad of a position as we were last game,
That's a
and
big
and,
one right
and
there.
Justin was still able to solve. Oh yeah, there we go. So we see the whole new world: a
Oh,
Zeus,
two Zeus.
dual Zeuses. Okay, that yeah. So ripping a Zeus is not a high impact move right here because you've got a second one to follow
I
it.
think we just take the Whole New World.
I think so too.
He's gonna have a Zeus either way if you pull a Zeus away, right? He can't Zeus the muses.
Exactly.
But you're gonna lose your beast one way or another. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. The Whole
Yeah.
New World, and Justin agrees. We just want to stop him from being able to refill, right? We don't want him to be able to get all the cards back once he
Yeah.
spent them. And
Because here's the thing: if you looking at Justin's hand, Justin has more songs to get. So Justin's rocking multiple ways to discard cards in hand right now. In fact, yeah, you look what he just organized. He just organizes Deceiver of All
yeah,
and that sudden chill. He's like, I'm gonna get you, my
yeah,
man.
those are coming.
Yeah.
And you see Justin kind of putting his hand out and then letting us know.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. Thank you. If you're watching this VOD later, thank you for letting us see that. hand
He's
so
like,
clearly.
look at this beauty. He's just showing off the goods. So Justin definitely has a solid
Oh.
game plan coming up here. If Gus is not able to put a little more pressure on him, Justin, as you can see, building up a board. Although he is at one lore, last game we noticed he went from 0 to 20, pretty much 3 turns, right?
Yeah,
So
I'd put him on dead, and he still made it. So he shut me up. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna trust him.
yeah, he's just trying right now to just like grind it out, right? He just wants to slowly kind of choke Gus's deck out where he doesn't have cards in hand, doesn't have cards
Yeah.
in play, and that's when Justin really gets to do, what he wants to do here. So we're still drawing cards off Beast.
Oh,
That doesn't feel good.
No.
We've got like 150 cards. We pulled away the Whole New World, so no looming threat of getting your hand reset for the moment.
And just in
Uh,
case, just in case you drew one, Gus.
let's double check here.
And not only that, but at least, oh wait, what do we
Are
do?
we taking the enchanted? Okay, we took the
Yeah,
regular
yeah.
Zeus. Okay.
Which, I mean, that's a low EV. I would have gone for the enchanted for sure. At
Ooh,
least it's the higher price
we
point.
might hit it anyway because we're
Oh,
gonna cast the sudden
oh
chill.
yeah, yeah. That's this. So Justin is, yeah.
Oh,
There it
they're both
is.
Zeuses. Hit the bin.
Oh, we're, yeah. That's a cook. That's a cook situation. I think we're cooked.
Yeah, that's tough. And I mean, I guess just deciding he does not want to keep uninkables while he's discarding cards, but that is definitely hard to see. Double Zeus hitting the bin. And now how are we going to deal with this Ursula now that we've discarded both our Zeuses?
Oh no, yeah.
This is
This is a
just oh my
problem.
god, and we're
Oh,
and we're gonna Bruno here.
Justin just dominating the board state right now, dominating the board state, dominating the hand, just completely wreaking havoc right now on Gus. This is crazy. Losing a
Oh
Robin Hood. Oh
yeah,
no.
yeah. This is just falling apart. Unfortunately,
Oh,
things are
this is
just not going.
bad.
This is a really bad matchup for Gus. I mean, he just has between the Pete's, between the Muses, between the discard and the
Oh,
Ursulas. It's just a nightmare for Amber Steel if
just
they're not able to get ahead early. And
card after card after card just ripped away from Gus's hand. It right to the discard pile. This is insane.
yeah, and this is on the draw, by the way. So I mean, this is
Yeah.
this is what the deck does.
Yeah.
It's tough to deal with. A lot of people don't like the discard
Right.
strategy for this
Right.
reason. It is very oppressive, but when it goes off, it goes off. So
Yeah, you're not kidding. This, I mean, I think I did this. I did this to Justin last time. I'm about to do it to Gus now. This game's over, bro.
yeah,
This game's over.
yeah. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of characters in play,
Yeah.
and I just don't see how Gus is able to deal with them all.
No, I mean, we're gonna try. We got Bianca. Okay, hold on. We got Bianca. We're putting
Bianca,
Bianca down.
Bianca ain't gonna do it. We have another Bruno in hand.
Yeah.
We could sing it off the beast, so we don't even have to worry about playing ink for it. Yeah, it's gonna be tough here. I think this game's pretty much wrapped up unless Gus gives us a miracle.
Yeah. I mean, we're putting characters on board, and we're still a little far behind from 20. To be fair, I'm gonna give Gus some window of grace
Oh, I
here.
mean, there's always hey, I've seen miracles before
Are
in
you
this
kidding me?
game.
We just saw it in the last
Yeah,
game.
I've seen miracles, but I'm just knowing what cards are in
We're
the
here.
decks
We're here.
and
Like we might. No, we saw Justin go from Gus at 19, him at 0, going to 20. Okay, so not only have we seen it, we literally just saw it. So
yeah. However, if Gus couldn't win at 19, it's going to be a lot harder to win at 6 right now because Justin is cranking it. I mean, he's had every answer, he's had every spell or song rather to cast when he needs it. He's had Ursulas, he's had Muses to bounce. I mean, this deck is pretty much just the worst possible thing that Gus could run into round number one.
oh yeah, you're not kidding. You're not kidding, dude. Yeah, I'm sure when Gus sat down and saw the color combinations, Gus must have been like, okay, well, that 5K is coming up pretty quick. Coming
Yeah,
up
well, I mean,
soon.
but we know from yesterday, right? I mean, if we do our homework, we did have Green Steel as the most represented deck in the room,
Yep,
and although it didn't end up winning the event, it still was very highly represented.
it
So
was.
you have to assume you're going to be seeing that. And there's Pete to, I mean, just shut down all hope. Um, yeah, it's really tough. Oh, another
Oh,
Diablo as
this
well.
game is so over. It's so
Yeah,
over.
yeah. There's just
No,
nothing Gus is going to be able to do here.
not even a grab your sword. You need 2 grab your swords at this point to save you.
Okay, he's just taking out the Smee just to.
Yeah, just for
Just
yeah,
to, just
for good measure.
just for disrespect, he just slapped the Smee and let's turn the rest of the cards sideways here.
To be fair, it is important to keep the board state in
I'm
control.
just
No,
joking.
I know,
It's
I
a
know,
perfectly
I
fine
know.
attack.
It is.
I just think it's funny that he just
yeah.
decided
I
to
agree
slap
with you.
this Smee before he decided to
I
quest.
agree with you. Yeah,
And Justin, yeah, he's giving us an extra. We're getting to double see his hand. We get to see it on the hand cam, and we get to see it on the overhead. As Justin just really happy with his deck at the moment in his hand. So, all right, let's see here.
oh goodness gracious, yeah. I mean, this is insane. I mean, this is just crazy.
All right. And Gus, he's like, geez, what do I do here?
Yeah.
I mean, what do we do
Yeah.
here?
This is a Bianca, Justin. Maybe you've seen her before.
Yeah, Gus is, when you're having to attack
Yeah.
right now and you're not able to just quest, it's you're just getting further and further away from winning here. But Gus doesn't have very much options here.
No, not at all. I mean, you got to deal with problems. Muses is a big problem. Muses can send away characters that
Curious
you might
why
want to
he
put down.
curious why he didn't take out the Beast. I guess he just yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess Muses is also a big threat, but I think that Beast needs to go.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Needs
yeah,
to go is an understatement. That thing needs to
sheesh.
perish.
We got another big Pete. Oh
Oh
gosh.
gosh, this is just disgusting.
Oh gosh. Oh
Yeah, even the space pirate Pete can't believe what's about
yeah,
to happen. It's trying to
he's
run
just
away.
he has split personality there. He just separated. Oh my goodness. Bianca hits the bin and he doesn't even lose the Pete just because he has that resist. Oh, that's pretty gross. There goes the rest of your board, just for good measure, and we're going to the house here.
Yep, right. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the head right there. Bam.
Yep, and yeah, the writing's on the wall here. Gus still playing off the top of the deck, and just begging for an answer.
Oh, hey, I
Oh,
was talking all this smack about grab your swords. My friend runs it,
it
and
is a card.
that's a big move. That's kind of a big move. That's kind of a big deal.
That is a card. Obviously, we wish Gus had a little more board presence here. It would
Yeah,
have really helped. However, that grab your swords is not.
that's kind of a big. That was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it turns the beast away. Also, cleared up a lot of the characters in play, all the Diablos. Justin kind of getting a little overzealous, just kind of slamming all these
Oh,
Diablos in play, and now
yeah.
he gotta deal with it. But
Oh
I hope you have
no.
another swords
You
where that
better
came from.
yeah, you better have a second one. You better find it. You better dig if you got a second one. You got to
Wow,
figure it out
we
because you need
just
it.
Brunoed a one drop Robin Hood
Yeah.
just so we could we could draw two cards off the Prince John. And Gus making a motion here,
Yeah, what do
saying,
you want me to
"Geez, what else
do,
could you
bro?
have possibly?"
Like, what do you want me to do, man? Like, stop.
Yeah,
Come on. I'm already banished. Let's do this. We see
oof.
Ariel failed to find. Yeah, we just didn't want. There was no. There were songs.
There was definitely a Holy World there, but it's just going to get discarded, and Prince John's
Yeah.
just going to draw more cards, and this game is locked up. So Justin, aka the DisDude, shout out! You
Shout
will
out.
be taking his round number one, and Gus, unfortunately, at the other end of it, and wishing Gus a lot of luck on the rest of his